Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, a return from Mike Judge's classic characters after a long hiatus.
This show sucks. It's like just these fat people standing there.
I don't know, Butthead, it's not that bad.
And at a time when nostalgia baiting is often overdone, I was surprised at how little nostalgia was actually in this movie, in a good way. Mike Judge actually found a way to bring these two characters into a modern setting while still making the show inclusive for a new audience. So even if you're not a fan of the original Beavis and Butthead, this is why you should watch Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. And please help me out by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you want to keep up with more animation type videos and other sort of silly things I do. I'm a silly internet guy. I really appreciate how they brought this property back without trying too hard. The animation is fluid and smooth, reminiscent of BoJack Horseman with its more realistic and slower movements. They use their celebrity voice actors well, without too much of the show being put on the back of mainly one. It would have been jarring to come into a Beavis and Butthead movie and have Chris Pratt being like one of the secret agents. The stakes for the movie have also been appropriately up from the last one, with now the whole universe being at risk. However, Beavis and Butthead just never react with any dramatics to this, so it doesn't really feel like the movie is trying to make you think, will they stop the universe from ending? It's accepted that it's a comedy and it's playing it for laughs. Similar to The Emperor's New Groove, I'd say, which we need more of. I hate it when comedy films have that serious 10 minutes at the end when the main characters stop being friends and we have an emotional reuniting. We know it's gonna happen and Do the Universe just gets to it. The comedy really worked for me overall. It wasn't the most laugh out loud, hilarious comedy movie I've seen, but it was exactly what I expected from a Beavis and Butthead movie. And if you don't know what to expect from a Beavis and Butthead movie, I think you've still got a wildly entertaining hour and a half ahead of you. Well, why don't I shut up and show you what I mean. Let's get into the movie. And yeah, you know, spoilers be ahead, mateys. We start the movie off with Beavis and Butthead parodying the kind of tropey opening of addressing the audience saying, I bet you're wondering where we've been.
Well, it's quite a tale. A tale of two heroes on a quest to score.
Yeah, and fire! Yeah, fire!
I thought it was a fun way to start off, and by putting them in their normal setting of on their couch, it makes the original fans a little unsuspecting of what's about to happen since you feel like maybe you're going right back to the old show. After this, we're taken back to the science fair of 1998 where Butthead is kicking Beavis in his groin. And even the hippie teacher from the show, Mr. Van Driesen, comes by to talk to them.
That's your science fair project? What science fair?
Yeah, what's that?
Showing us that they haven't changed one bit. After a major ball-kicking accident, the entire science fair is lit on fire, and it's all thanks to Beavis and Butthead. Whereas in the show, something like this might be laughed off, you know, played off for a gag. Oh, okay, we're gonna move on to the next episode. Because this is a movie, we can't do that. There's continuity, and we go to a courtroom scene next. All right, kind of a natural progression for Beavis and Butthead, right? They would end up in the criminal justice system. And you know, not in the good way. Okay, let's be honest. I guess there is no good way. The judge presiding over this case is known for his very harsh punishments, but since he had just seen Touched by an Angel, he decides to be lenient on Beavis and Butthead.
He said touched.
You boys like explosions, don't you?
And put them in the space program. He sends them to space camp.
Bruh.
Like, I thought these guys were finally going to jail. Nope, they're not. You don't hear them speak, but you do get to see the coach and the principal be very disappointed by this ruling. Even Daria doesn't look too happy with it. We're about 5 minutes in the movie and we're done seeing any more formally known Beavis and Butthead characters. Everyone from this point out was made solely for the movie, and I was really impressed by that. It was kind of a brave thing to do. Usually after such a long hiatus, I think creators often want to try to catch that old lightning in a bottle, and by doing so, they just reference old gags. And I mean, they do that here, but it's in the jokes that Beavis and Butthead previously told, which can be repackaged for a new audience.
I am Cornholio! I need teepee for my bunghole.
But an in-joke between characters where there's implied history, it's like new people watching the movie wouldn't understand that if it was something between the principal and Beavis and Butthead. I bet some other Beavis and Butthead fans probably wanted to see characters like Stewart get more screen time, but I respect their choice for not doing it. Once Beavis and Butthead are at space camp, they quickly break away from the group, disobeying orders, and start messing with some very serious space equipment. A space shuttle docker, which they just think looks like a,
Me.
Well, I'm sure you can figure it out. I don't know, YouTube's gonna be on me if I say certain things. I'm just worried about it, you know? They do this non-stop overnight, and so the people at NASA end up thinking that they're prodigies, and we should actually take them into space. Won't it be so impressive, seeing juvenile criminals turn astronauts?
How would you guys like to do that? But do it for real, in space, with me.
Whoa.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Yes!
And that's how we get Beavis and Butthead going into space. I did think this first act of them going through the whole space montage and them leading up to the space shuttle went a little slow. It dragged a little bit for me, but once they got in space, things kicked up. Kind of like at the science fair where it cut to the courtroom and I wasn't expecting it. There's a time on the spaceship when Beavis and Butthead are messing around with this telescope and they end up looking into it and it scalds both their eyes, kind of blinding them. It cuts back to this establishing shot where they're being called into the room to do their docking, and when they come in, their eyes are just, they're blind. This isn't a TV show anymore. The continuity is there, which leads to this guy's hilarious death. Oh, he looks so unassuming. Poor guy. He's probably got a family at home. No, not him. Oh no, Jimmy. And they just don't even know what they did.
Looks like you guys got in a wreck.
Yeah, what happened?
They don't mean to be that bad, they're just so dumb. So after the whole space shuttle is messed up and they're screwed, as captain of the ship, Serena Ryan decides that she's going to sacrifice herself. Beavis and Butthead think that they're supposed to follow her to go do the deed. There's just a long misunderstanding between the two boys and this astronaut.
Watch me through the window, doing what I love. My dream's over. But I hope someday your dream comes true. I've got to go put on my suit.
Whoa. She wants us to watch her change through the window.
You sure about that, Butthead?
You heard her. She said, watch me through the window and your dreams will come true.
Oh, yeah.
That leads Beavis and Butthead to going outside of the spaceship in spacesuits. Upset that they've now stolen her sacrifice thunder, she just decides they'll be the sacrifices. Perfect. That leads Beavis and Butthead to getting sucked into a black hole that they were supposed to be watching with that telescope they blinded their eyes with. And this black hole is how we get Beavis and Butthead into our current timeline of 2022.
Are we still in space?
It's always fun seeing all the Texas references in Mike Judge's stuff since I'm actually from Texas. I've lived here a lot of my life. I mean, I'm not really proud of that fact, but it's just fun to be in on the stuff. I just want to be included. Entering the second act, we're introduced to a future Beavis and Butthead that's kind of their guide for what they're supposed to do, even though they never really listen to them, so whatever, it's futile anyway.
We are you, from what your primitive planet would call an alternate universe.
But you may call us Smart Beavis and Smart Butthead.
The future Beavis and Butthead are actually the smartest versions of Beavis and Butthead. They figured out that there's a portal that the two need to go back into or else both of their universes are going to be destroyed. Right now it's on the top of Mount Everest. There's now two CIA agents that think Beavis and Butthead are aliens, which is pretty funny because they do have alien proportions. And then as it turns out, Serena Ryan, the head astronaut, has become Texas governor. If only. She somehow finds out that Beavis and Butthead are still alive and thinks that she'll be convicted of murder if they're discovered, since she did kind of kill them back in '98. Beavis and Butthead actually seeing a billboard of Texas Governor Serena Ryan reminds them that they can still bone her. That's why she put up a big billboard of her, so they can find her.
I guess she, made a big sign so we'd remember we're supposed to score with her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really thoughtful of her.
The boys end up getting this guy's phone.
This show sucks. It's like just these fat people standing there.
I don't know, Butthead, it's not that bad.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's like the show really found itself, you know?
And a vendor on the boardwalk shows them how they can use it to pay for basically anything, which leads to a nacho montage. After their hard nacho cheese bender, Beavis ends up saying,
Hey, seriously.
How can I help you?
which activates Siri on the iPhone. I'm mixed when it comes to using technology like this in movies because it partially dates the movie, but at the same point, I mean, yeah, the movie was made in a time. It's gonna be dated. It's a thing. It occurs in a time. It's not in the fourth dimension. Calm down there, Dr. String. This starts up a running bit, though, of Beavis actually being in love with who he thinks is Serena that he's talking to on the phone.
Like nobody here's the real Beavis, you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand Beavis.
You know, neither do I sometimes. Yeah.
One of them says something that triggers Siri to locate home on the iPhone and gives them directions which they start walking to. Even though isn't it that other guy's phone who fell off the boardwalk? You're going to his home. They're just not bright. It's like the whole thing. They stop on the way in a porta potty and end up getting in a fight. The porta potty gets sucked onto a porta potty truck. Once they come out of the porta potty and find out that they're at college, they're greeted again by the future Beavis and Butthead.
Are you those guys that are like us or something?
They realize that Mount Everest was probably not the easiest place to put the portal, so now it's just behind that building over there.
The portal is now over there, behind the Classics building.
It is well hidden there because no one cares about the humanities anymore.
They want jobs that will allow them to pay off their student debt.
Ooh, that one stings.
Amusing, yes.
Yes, humorous, yes.
Satirical comment on the time.
Yes, amusing.
Again, Beavis and Butthead just ignore their future selves and walk into a classroom. Oh, and this is just what we needed. Beavis and Butthead in a current college classroom. It was perfect. I really liked the performance from the college professor. Tig Notaro's voice was great there.
They use the word slut in a sex-positive way, which is a good thing.
The joke of the guy with the man bun cutting the girl next to him off.
And they have the inside track for any job
I've got this one, Aisha. They have the inside track.
Dude, you're absolutely getting what we're talking about here. This class basically informs Beavis and Butthead of what white privilege is, and informs them that they have white privilege.
Cool. My dad's powerful.
Oh, that's cool, yeah. Because Butthead's mom said he died of syphilis. Wow.
To which the boys think, awesome! We got white privilege!
Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Oh, and now we get a white privilege montage.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad we went to college.
Yeah, it's like, now I have the skills for today's workplace.
They go around taking things, treating people terribly, and even end up stealing a cop car.
Didn't you hear? We don't have to worry about getting stopped by the police.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're not trying to be bad, they just legitimately think that this is what they're supposed to do.
Sir, maybe you didn't know, but we have white privilege.
Get your hands where I can see them!
Once again, they find themselves arrested, and Beavis drops and breaks his phone, losing Siri. In the holding cell, another inmate tells Beavis to hold on to some pills for him because he's gonna get checked. Beavis hears takes them, and takes them. All of them. And here's probably the strongest reference to the old show that comes back. My boy Cornholio. When Beavis gets riled up, here comes Cornholio. He needs his TP.
I am Cornholio! I need TP for my bunghole!
I am Cornholio! I need TP for me bunghole. And Cornholio leads a riot for the whole prison.
I demand TP! I demand TP! More TP!
Little dude's right. We do need more TP.
We need better prison conditions. We need our TP.
Yeah, they're disrespecting us. They're disrespecting our bungholes.
They're disrespecting our bungholes. The prison warden is ready to send in the guards to stop the riot, but he's just seen touched by an angel.
They always come with a message. What could his be?
Why was this a thing? I loved it though, it's great. He orders truckloads of TP for the prisoners and says to set the boys free and to forget that they ever existed, which he does. So that when the CIA or FBI, whoever they are, and Serena Ryan and her lackey come by, the warden says that he has never seen them. Oh, never mind, I lied. There's so much nostalgia bait in this movie. In this dream sequence when Beavis is imagining Serena, she kills Todd, the old bully character from the show. The bus that the warden put Beavis and Butthead on does actually finally take them to their home. But we're 24 years into the future, so it's not their home anymore, and it's now being sold. Finally being in their home, they sit down on the couch, thinking everything's fine, but there's no TV. Everything else going on, nothing has ever been off for these two until this moment. Seeing no TV in their house makes them realize something is amiss, and they get in a fight.
Now, I know this can be an emotional decision for a couple, but let's just move this party outside.
Get your hands off me, bunghole.
Okay, just go. Good.
Beavis and Butthead finally split ways, not being together, which leads us into the third act. Beavis gets picked up by the CIA while Butthead gets picked up by Serena Ryan, and they're quickly reunited as the two groups meet up in a motel to negotiate what they're going to do with Beavis and Butthead, the time-traveling boys. Serena Ryan's right-hand man, who's constantly being interrupted by her and overshadowed,
and to a lesser extent me, because I'm the lieutenant.
There's no ice in this.
literally since NASA.
And I'm captain of the Space Shuttle Endeavour.
And I'm Jim Hartson, the lieutenant commander, which is also an important...
This week you'll have a front row seat.
Tries to actually rebel and helps Beavis and Butthead escape, preparing them a car. They again misinterpret this as thinking the guy is trying to make them not sleep with Serena Ryan.
What she tried to do to you in '98, she's done to me every day for 24 years.
Christ.
Whoa.
There's no need to brag about it.
So they climb back into the motel room and try to handcuff themselves again.
That was close. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he sees that car and we're not in it.
They can't even lock themselves upright. They can't even make their situation worse if they try. No matter what they try, they fail at, good or bad.
Let's open them up and start over again. We need a key.
Trying to figure out how to unlock the handcuffs again, they remember that the other old guy said that there was a key in that car. So they go to leave to the car. Once Serena and the FBI agents find out that Beavis and Butthead are gone, they quickly get in their vehicle to leave. But the two boys now see that Serena is leaving, so they chase after them.
All we need now is a car.
Butthead, we're in a car. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As they're in a high-speed reverse chase because they just do not know how to change gears, the future Beavis and Butthead come back and say, you need to get in that portal, you only have 5 minutes. Hurry, our universes are going to be destroyed.
Fly to the portal. Fly.
There's a stop sign, Butthead.
Still just do not get it. Since they assumed that they were just going back to their house, that ends up being where Beavis and Butthead crashed their car straight into. And we have our final standoff.
24 years ago, you nearly destroyed me. And now you've traveled through time and space to try to destroy me again.
Serena, having dealt with these two the most, is just, she's wanting to do the deed. She wants to kill them. And they're happy about it. And she doesn't get why they're happy. And that's when it clicks for her.
Hang on. Do you think I'm going to have sex with you?
It only took someone with the IQ of an astronaut and a Texas governor to be able to figure that out. Okay, well, I guess the IQ of the latter isn't really that high. For some reason, having this epiphany causes everyone to not care about them anymore. They still survived going through a black hole and time traveled.
Let's all go home.
Oh no. I'm not gonna let everyone just walk away from this.
Okay, wait, this guy isn't letting it go. He's just been trying to get a word in edgewise the whole movie and is the biggest voice of reason. Finally, he stands up for himself and says that he's going to whistleblow everything that's gone on. This movie repays him by sucking him into the portal thing.
I am calling from Highland, Texas, and
Asshole.
He's the only character to face any vital consequence, and he's just been trying to assist our so-called protagonists.
We thought it needed to be the two of you to go through the portal, but I guess anything would have worked. We could have thrown a brick in there.
What a fantastic way for a comedy film to climax. With the universe now intact, Serena asks the duo what it will take to keep him quiet. Obviously, they just want to Netflix and chill with her.
I mean, I suppose it's not the most disgusting thing I've done for my career.
As she contemplates this, Beavis, having fallen in love with Serena through Siri, tries to confess his actual feelings to her.
I love...
Come on, kid. You can do it.
But smart Beavis cuts him off and promises to make Serena's dreams come true by showing her the cosmos. An unexpectedly brilliant way to bring Serena's character full circle. This is a dumb movie, but it's apparent that even a lot of care went into every bit of subtext of the film. Serena accepts the offer, leaving to another universe, wrapping up that plotline. The boys still don't score and are left standing around a sausage fest of agents. At least Beavis and Butthead are able to get their house and TV back to normal in exchange for not saying anything about what's happened, but they are left in 2022. Oh, and I guess smart Beavis did kind of score.
For you, smart Beavis, are the first among us to score.
And you, smart Butthead, were able to watch by hiding in a suitcase at the foot of the bed.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. As you can see, my camera stopped recording this final bit, but whatever. You've watched the whole video, so you know what I had to say. Go watch it, give them the support. Like and subscribe for me, please, to support my channel. Peace.
Oh, okay, I found my teepee, huh? Okay, all right.
Life's so short, don't you understand, my friends?